Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brett, and welcome to another video. I don't know what to say. It's not like I have a series on this channel, and of any kind. But today I figured I would ride a train long gone, and just go ahead and, do a tier list. And this time, I decided, well, you know what? I got into Kingdom Hearts earlier this year, so I'll just rank all the Kingdom Hearts worlds. I believe this has pretty much all of them, from 1 to 3. So, and right away, I'm going to make one extra tier, and it's right below D tier, and it's the Y tier. I don't like Daybreak Town, and there was one other I saw in here that I just didn't recognize. This one. I feel like it's the Mirage Arena, so it also goes in Y tier. Oh, why did it do that? Oops. And we'll make it, I don't know, that color. I don't like that color. So anyways, there's not really a criteria for this list. It's just kind of, well, do I like it or do I not? The aesthetics, the mechanics, the game itself, all of that influences it. So let's start with 100. I guess they're alphabetical. That would make sense. Almost. Never mind. No, they're not. So 100 Acre Wood, because it only does one interpretation of the world. So we'll just be going through all of them. So 100 Acre Wood is in one. I think it's in Chain of Memories, but I haven't finished Chain of Memories because I don't like it, but I will eventually. So in Kingdom Hearts 1, it would be like a B tier, and then 2 it would be like a C tier, and 3 would be a D tier. Right, that's just kind of how I think these mini games go. So I'm just gonna kind of balance it out with like a C tier. Seems fair, right? Right. All right. The Beast Castle. Oh yeah, I also have not played 358 Days Over 2. I know Beast Castle's in that game, so we're gonna just be judging it solely off of its interpretation in Kingdom Hearts 2. And with that, it gets an A tier. I love Beast Castle. It's a very small world, but for being one of the first you go to, I think it and LOD do a very good job of introducing us to the concept that Sora did save all the worlds. You know, Beast and Belle recognize Sora, and then LOD does it with Mushu, you know. And I think, from a world design perspective, it's a very unique take on the castle aesthetic, which is kind of something KH does a lot, because, you know, Disney does that a lot. Speaking of castles, here's Castle of Dreams from Birth by Sleep. Trying to remember something about this world, and remember Ventus gets small, and that's it. So we'll put it in C tier. Deep Space. I hate Deep Space. This is a waste of a Lilo and Stitch world. It's big, it's confusing. The forced, stupid thing you have to do with Aqua on the Keyblade armor, I hate it. It sucks. The only positive to this world is that it is a Lilo and Stitch world, but even then, it's really bad, and I hate it. Deep Space has destroyed the potential that we will ever see a good Lilo and Stitch world, I think. And for that, I hate it eternally. So anyways, this is, I'm pretty sure this is Destiny Islands, and we only really get to visit that in, Kingdom Hearts 1? But it's an S tier. You say anything but an S tier, you're crazy. Destiny Islands are great. Like, 10 out of 10 world. I wish we could do a little more with it, but at the same time, I don't think there's a whole lot to do with it. Alright, now we're getting to Kingdom Hearts 3 Worlds, I guess, with Monstropolis. Which, you know, I know there's the funny, you know, Mike and Sully throw Vanitas through a million doors, how does that even work, blah, blah, blah. But I think aside from that, it's, I think we're just gotta put it in high C tier for now. I'll probably do a little organization later, because it's really boring. I think it's nice that they managed to fit the Unversed into 3 with, you know, the concept of them being the embodiment of negative emotions, and that's kind of the whole point of Monsters, Inc. Because one thing I do give a lot of KH World credits for is that their inclusion, makes sense. Why would the organization or Sora and friends be here? And Monstropolis is one of those where I think it fits in really well, just overall. LOD is going right up with in A tier with Beast Castle for similar reasons. And also, I just think the fight with Shan Yu in LOD 1 and KH2 is cool and amazing and epic. And I like that you can just guard literally any of his attacks, and you just that's it. You just now you're in that cool RC and you just knock him away. All right, Agrabah. See, KH1 Agrabah is confusing in a kind of okay way, but at the same time, it sucks. And KH2 Agrabah is not much better. Like, I might have a lot of bias for the KH2 worlds, but I think I put it like right above Castle of Dreams, personally. Right, Arendelle, D tier. I don't think I have to explain myself there. I Atlantica. You know what? I'm gonna put Atlantica in no D tier, but below D, in between Deep Space and Arendelle, just because no, it goes straight to bottom of D tier, almost into Y tier, but you know. So Castle Oblivion, I think I kind of have to put in. It's another own tier of I have not played this game, but in a positive way, if that makes sense. So we'll just call it Oblivion tier. We'll just say have not finished game yet. And then there goes Castle Oblivion. Bam. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce this world's name because it's French and it's in Dream Drop Distance, I think. Or wait, is this the Musketeer world? Hang on. I cannot tell if this is the Musketeer world. Why are there so few? Where are all the Dream Drop Distance worlds at? Because there's the music world, and then you've got Prankster's Paradise, the Grid. Oh, okay. I don't think the Hunchback world is on here, is it? Okay, I think this is the Musketeer world, so we're just gonna put it in B tier. I'm assuming that's the Musketeer world for like the millionth time. Because that's a neat world. I like the worlds in Cage that are kind of loosely time travel based and give more, plot to Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as a, trio before they, stop being a trio. Alright, Deep Jungle. I think another solid B tier. It's confusing and it sucks your first time playing it. Like, that sucks. I hate, and that, but once you understand Deep Jungle's layout, I think it's one of the coolest worlds in KH1. So I think we'll put it above Musketeer World. This is, I don't know what world this is, just off the icon. Is it, because this is Enchanted Dominion. Oh, is this Disney Town? This might be Disney Town, maybe? I'm looking at all the worlds again, and yeah, or it's probably just Disney Town, Disney Castle. 'Cause I don't see the KH2 Disney Castle on here, unless I'm blind. Yeah, we'll go with this is just the Disney World. Um, high C tier again, because in KH2, Disney Castle is really small. Yeah, because Timeless River's on here, which we'll get to in a minute, but I think that's just kind of where I'm going to leave it, because it's just minigame central in Birth by Sleep, and nothing really happens. So, Dwarf Woodlands is probably my favorite world, or favorite Disney world from Birth by Sleep, just because I think Snow White's really cool, and that's it. I just like Snow White. I think it's a good movie. Enchanted Dominion, I think I'm just gonna put like right below Dwarf Woodlands. Interesting world. Gives more context to Maleficent, right? Yeah, that's Enchanted Dominion. And that's it. I don't remember what else happens. Don't you fight Dragon Maleficent again? If so, you get extra points for that one. The End of the World, second S tier. You're going to notice a lot of the original Kingdom Hearts worlds are up here. The End of the World is the final world in Kingdom Hearts 1, and it's cool, and it has so many unique areas to it, and it's incomparable to, like, the rest of Kingdom Hearts 1 with alongside Destiny Islands. Alright, Halloween Town, representing both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And in both games, it's very small, which makes sense, because in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's just Halloween Town, and the hill and Oogie's Manor, and that's it. That's the whole world. But again, I give this world credit for dealing with the themes of Kingdom Hearts, because you reach it, and they've already established what a Heartless is. They understand what a heart is, because that's Halloween Town. That's who they are. That's what they do, kind of thing. And then in 2, you go to Christmas Town. It's really cool. You know, like snow, haha, funny, not funny, I don't know. And I think it's neat. Alright, Hollow Bastion, again, easy S tier in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Again, have not played Chain of Memories all the way through yet. I'll get there eventually. But, really cool world. I love the segment in Kingdom Hearts 1 where the Keyblade gets stolen from you. But you have Beast as your party member, and he just destroys everything. Oh wow, would you look at that? Another Kingdom Hearts original world, another S tier, but this is my favorite world in the whole franchise. Keyblade Graveyard is cool in both Birth by Sleep and 3. I'm not going to give 3 worlds that many as many praises as the rest of the series, but I do genuinely think Keyblade Graveyard in 3 is just as good as it is in Birth by Sleep. So, I mean, I have my problems with the final battles in Birth by Sleep because they suck a lot from the gameplay perspective. But you take the gameplay perspective out, you get so much here. You also get the Lingering Will fight from 2, which is like S++ tier, but I don't feel like adding more tiers than necessary. Kingdom of Corona is like probably one of my favorite worlds in 3. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in high C tier and move Monstropolis to low B tier. Yeah, because Kingdom of Corona is just the plot of Tangled, but Sora is there for everything that's not important. And that's it. Okay, Land of Departure, first time I'm going to put a Kingdom Hearts original world is something lower than S tier, just because I don't think we really get that much time with the Land of Departure. You get what? You get the tutorial section, the intro to Ven's story, the battle with Ericus, and the battle with young Xehanort. And you can visit it when it's, destroyed to dark, like fallen to darkness. But it's not that interesting. It's small, but in a bad way, unlike Halloween Town, which was small in the best ways. So Kingdom Hearts 1 Monstro, I don't like I don't like it. I think it's better than all of these worlds, like by far. But it's so open, and I can't stand it. I think it's also just really gross. And then Neverland, again, just off of the Kingdom Hearts 1 interpretation. I think I'll put it just a singe below Deep Jungle. Because I think it is really cool getting to explore Hook's ship. Being able to just fly at will is really cool. And, I mean, the Phantom Super Boss is a good first step towards Super Bosses, because I believe that's technically the first one in the series history. But that fight sucks in comparison to literally everything that would come after it. So, B tier. Alright, Olympus Coliseum, and then I guess that's just Olympus next to it. So OC is like the classic, right? But that doesn't mean I like it. I don't like that it's in every game, and in almost every game it is quite literally just the Coliseum, and that's it. And that's why Olympus from 3, which has no Coliseum at all. You visit Thebes, or I think it's just called a town near Thebes. Why not just call it Thebes? Oh yeah, and I guess, okay, well hang on. I'm gonna move it up like 2 notches because I forgot in KH2 you go to the Underworld in OC2. So it's more like Kingdom Hearts 1 and Birth by Sleep OC that I don't like, and that knocks the world down. But then 3 Olympus is also the best story-driven Disney world in 3 because it is creative and it's interesting. The rest of the game does not do that, like with Port Royal, which if not for he's a pirate, which is like always stuck in my head on loop forever and ever, it would probably be a D tier. But I'd like it, and also it's okay in 2. I don't like the boat shit in 3, like flat out. I think the boat shit is awful, and I cannot stand it. It's annoying. The boat fight against Luxord and his crew. I think it's funny that Luxord's the boat dude. I don't know why, but like, man, can't stand it. Alright, Prankster's Paradise gets 1 knock above KH1 Monstro because half the world is not Monstro. The other half of the world is Monstro, but even more open and more disgusting. But that's it. It's literally the Sora half is fine, where it's just a big amusement park. But Riku's half is just KH1 Monstro again, but it took all of the okay-ish parts of Monstro and like expanded that instead of fixing what was wrong with Monstro. At least it doesn't last very long because Dream Drop Distance's worlds don't last very long. So, yeah. Pride Lands is cool, but at the same time, I'm not a fan of worlds that take away tools from Sora. And I mean, Lion Sora has options, but then at the same time, this world has Ground Shaker, which puts it like a knock below all of these in C tier. And it's also just the Lion King. Like, you just play through the events of Lion King, but Sora is like slightly behind Simba at all times. Which again, I'm not a fan of you just playing through the Disney movie, but Sora and crew are here somewhere. Alright, Radiant Garden is a C tier again, because in Birth by Sleep it has those stupid flower guys that just they they spawn with they just spawn as soon as you're in the room. They hit you from a long distance away. You can't block their freaking projectiles. And they run away from you when you get close, so they can just hit you from an even bigger distance. And then you don't even get to go to Radiant Garden in 3. Like, it's why is it not here? I don't understand. Alright, San Francisco or the Big Hero 6 world. Nothing happens in this world. Nothing of significance happens here. So like, I mean, it's a step above Prankster's Paradise design-wise, but it's lesser than Pride Lands because nothing happens. Like, I think that's when Riku, or when the not Riku, Replica, whatever shows up, and Bug blocks again for some reason, and that's it. And you fight on Baymax, I think. Doesn't that happen? I think that happens. I don't know. Space Paranoids. Again, this is one of those worlds that has a legitimate reason for existing within context of the worlds. Because it's a part of Hollow Bastion's security system, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure that's what Tron is. I don't know, I haven't actually watched a Tron movie, but either way, it was a good way to integrate Tron, which I would assume was a recent-ish film at the time of KH2's release. I'm probably like dead wrong on that statement, but so go ahead and shoot me if that information is incorrect. But I do like also that it breaks up the pace of Hollow Bastion, because without Space Paranoids in it, Hollow Bastion is just one long straight shot from getting to Postern to the end of 1K. You have a whole bunch of forced fights, and then there's Demix, but you have that Space Paranoids in there to kind of break it up right after you hit Postern. So I think it's good. Okay, this is the best world in Dream Drop Distance. Like, and the fact that it's not in Melody of Memories is just such wasted potential. The Fantasia world is cool. It takes its idea and it runs with it. It's the music world. I wish it was longer. Dream Drop Distance's worlds are short by proxy. You have to play through them twice. So they tried to keep them short for just the story segments. And I know when you go back and visit them for like 100% completion, they open up because a lot of times you can visit Sora and Riku sections with both characters. But like, oh, it's such a good world. I think S tier is like just the end of S tier, maybe A tier. Like, I'll put it at the beginning of A tier, maybe above BC. But like, oh, it's such a good world. The Grid. That's what this is. I mean, I like it more than Deep Space, but it's also just bad space paranoids, and I don't know why it's here. I don't get it. I hate it. I hate the photorealistic actors. It's like they did it with Port Royal, but when they did it with Port Royal, it was like, okay, on PS2 it was jarring, and we knew that. But then on PS4 and Xbox One, they were like, okay, let's just make this look like you're watching a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And they ran with it. So anyways, The World That Never Was is, like, here. And I don't know if I need to explain any of this, but, like, it's cool. I have a knack for loving names that are stupidly complicated, like, The World That Never Was. For reasons I don't even understand. I just think it's cheesy and corny, and I love it, unironically. It's also really cool that here's just the organization's home that they created themselves to try and harness Kingdom Hearts somehow, I guess. The fact that it's a city and then you have the castle, I think that's cool too. Timeless River is I like it better than Disney Town and Disney Castle, but I don't know if I like it that much. I think I'll put it just a knock above Monstropolis because I think it's neat. I think the PS2 did the effects best with like the you know mono audio and compression and stuff, but PS4 just kind of ramped it up and ruined the effects because there's just too much going on at one time. And okay, Toy Box is like here or not? If not, no. Okay, no. Toy Box is here. Here, we'll go here, right above OC, because the Woody scene where he just tells young Xehanort that nobody's ever loved him. It's funny, and also they took Toy Story and gave it context within the universe because there are hearts inside the toys, which it's like the replica program, you know, and universe connections are something I've given the previous world a lot of points for, and then it's just cool, and it's Toy Story, and I like it. Alright, Traverse Town, easy S tier, right below Hollow Bastion. I think it's just the Dream Drop Distance stuff that knocks it down literally that one peg. Because again, it's not like the KH1 and Dream Drop Distance versions are like separated here. Because if that was the case, I'd put DDD Traverse Town like here somewhere. But as a whole, the world goes like here because KH1 Traverse Town is a perfect hub world, a perfect starting point to kick off this series from outside after Destiny Islands. And Dream Drop Distance just kind of like added a fourth district and probably the worst design, or probably the worst super boss in series history. No, one of the worst because Mysterious Figure in BBS exists, and I have to remember that. So, anyways, Twilight Town is here because this is also taking into Roxas World, or the other Twilight Town or simulated Twilight Town into account. And I think KH2 has like the perfect prologue, or at least one of the best in gaming out there, because it sets up for Kingdom Hearts 2 by confusing the player, who is in the same boat as Roxas. It's great, and the fact that it's one of those worlds you go back to multiple times. You go back to Twilight Town 3 times. It's connected directly to the world that never was. This is Roxas's home and the Org's home technically too, because again, it's connected to the world that never was. Oh, it's great, and it's a shame. Oh, I forgot about Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, man. Man, Kingdom Hearts 3 destroyed this world because it's got like 3 rooms. The woods are garbage. There's nothing interesting here anymore. They just condensed the world into 3 rooms, and you can't even go into the mansion this time. Oh wow, what a disappointing way to end it with Wonderland. It's like a I don't know, C tier. It's fine in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's fine in Recoded. I don't like it in Chain of Memories because I did actually get to this world, and I think it's bad. And I just So anyways, that's the final tier list, I think. We'll move that there. So then Traverse Town is the cutoff point for S tier. And then I'm going to move you down a couple next to Toy Box. Later Departure at the bottom of B tier. And yeah, I think that's a good tier list for these worlds. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So, if you enjoyed this video, which was very low effort, and if you enjoyed it, cool. It just means I can have more reason to make these just kind of low effort videos. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video when it comes out in like a month, probably. Yeah. Alright. See ya. And I need to save my Audacity. I need to stop recording with Audacity.